Hello, and welcome to my guide on Izanami. Izanami is the character that I use in ranked. Whenever I have the carry role, or honestly even the mid role, she is just kind of ridiculous, and a lot of players don't really know how to deal with her right now, because she hasn't really been played all that much. But now, after the buff to her wave clear and a bunch of other buffs, she is right up there. So let's get into this. So this is going to be for the carry role. I know I said I played her in mid. If you play her in mid, really the only thing you're going to change is I recommend rushing tier 2 Transcendence. Thank you for disappearing. Where is it? It's not up here. I don't know where it went. But I recommend rushing tier 2 Transcendence. You don't really need the Hunter's Blessing in the mid lane. You could always get it and just run this, but having completed Transcendence by like the 5 minute mark is just really strong. Especially now because you don't get the cooldown reduction until you get it, until you finish stacking it. So yeah, this is for the carry role. Like I said in any other Hunter video ever, Hunter's Blessing is crucial and is very needed in the carry role. If you don't go Hunter's Blessing and you end up winning the boxing match against the enemy solo, yeah, the solo, the enemy carry, and they have Hunter's Blessing and you don't, they messed up, and that's on them. Because you should not be winning that matchup. Hunter's Blessing, that 15 more damage on auto attacks is just so good, and especially on Izanami because it does proc on her autos. It's just that it's affected by the percentages that they come out with, right? Because they boomerang effect, right? So in the carry role, once you get 1550 gold, back get Ninja Tabby. You can get Warrior Tabby. Either one works great on her. I prefer Ninja Tabby. It helps me clear better because really with Izanami, you don't really need to use your 2 to clear. You can save that for fighting. I see a lot of Izanamis use the 2 for clear, and I'm like, why? When you can just use that for boxing and have that advantage on your enemy. It's up to you, but I think Ninja Tabby's the way to go. And you're gonna get Transcendence, and then Aussie. Aussie's great for boxing. It really helps with her passive. Her passive is when she dies, the closer she is to death, the more percentage penetration she gets. So Aussie, the lower you are, the more likely if you're below, what is it, 35%, you gain a shit ton of buffs to yourself with the Aussie thing. So it just really works out for her. And then going straight into Rage, right? Izanami is a crit hunter. She's designed to work well with crit. Crit is very strong, therefore Izanami is strong. When crit is not strong, Izanami is typically not very good. So once you get Rage, you can either go into Executioner or Deathbringer. Really up to you, and then finish out the build with that. And then sell your boots. I recommend Bloodforge, especially if they have more than one tank, right? But if they only have one tank, Poison Star or Wind Demon work great, right? Um, she can proc the Poison Star passive very easily. I think Poison Star is really great for boxing in a 1v1. I think that's it for offensive items. You can get the bows. I'm talking about like Odysseus bow or Ichabod or Atalanta's bow. They work on her. I personally don't see a reason to get them. She has decent attack speed, right? And with items like Ninja Tabby and Aussie and Executioner, like you're gonna get to almost max attack speed, and then your steroid gives you a shit ton. I think it's like we'll check when we get to abilities, but I think it's like either 70 or 80% attack speed. And then these are some defensive options. The hammers work on her like every other hunter. I don't know if I'd recommend it, but they are an option. Witchblade's great for boxing other hunters if you're getting outboxed. Good cooldown reduction. Help pairs well with Transcendence with the cooldown reduction. Magi's Cloak. You don't want to be CC'd. Relics, beads, and Aegis you'll pretty much always be going. If they don't have any CC, then you can get Aegis and Heavenly. Gas Pedal is very strong in her. If you're a new player and you don't know what that term means, or if you're even an old player and you haven't heard that term, Gas Pedal is the haste. Basically, if your support or you have upgraded Heavenly Wings and you hit it, you're essentially hitting the gas pedal all the way fucking down and you're zooming at them. And gas pedal works great on her, like most hunters, right? I think that's it for build wise. So let's get into the abilities. Level 1, you're always going to get Spectral Projection. I know I said don't use it for clear, but at level 1, you do need to use it for clear, right? 2, you're going to get your dash, movement ability is great. And then level 3, it's up to you. I recommend getting Sickle Storm. It gives you great boxing potential, right? Because your autos, they are a little bit different, right? Although when they're in their boomerang mode, right, or whatever it's called, they do more damage, but you lose out on all that bonus attack speed and the bonus damage that your one does give you, right? So it's up to you, but I recommend Sickle Storm. And then Spectral Protection, 5, you get your ult, obviously. And then really just maxing these abilities, right? It's really simple. Like, leveling in Smite's not very hard. Like, you pretty much only have, like, 1 or maybe 2 abilities you're gonna level, right? That scared the shit out of me, in case you didn't tell. I think that's it. I can't think of anything else. Some tips for Izanami. I already said once you pass that level 1 to that early game phase, you can really rely on your autos to clear the wave. Um, don't be afraid to use your 1 on towers. It's 75% attack speed. I was in the middle. But it does give you bonus damage, and that bonus damage does actually apply to towers, so that's cool. Um, what else? What else? Her 1, you can right click it to cancel it. So while it's active, it doesn't go on cooldown. But if you just have it active after you box and you're like walking away, just deactivate it by right clicking, and so that way it could come up faster. It's just a little thing that I've noticed people don't know. I know my friends, they didn't notice that either. I'm like, wait, you can like deactivate that. They're like, holy shit. Um, Combination to hit the alt. The alt comes out really fast now, but always 2 and then alt. That's really it. She's definitely not the hardest. One of the hardest parts about her is not getting CC'd to all hell, because she does not have a CC immune alt. Um, she doesn't lose lane to really anyone, right? I think Heimdall and like there's a few other characters she doesn't do the hottest into, but she will pretty much always beat the shit out of anyone. She does really well into Scotty, or maybe not a Musenkab. I was gonna say a Musenkab, but then I'm like, I can't think of any reason why. He's just immobile, so you just kill him. But she does really well into Scotty because her normal boomerang auto attacks instantly kill the dog. So I think that's it. I don't really have anything else to add about her. She's definitely a character. If you like playing the more stronger characters in this game, she's definitely a character you should look into. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!